Everybody, you are tuned in to the Cris
And Mo.
podcast, episode 212. Hope everybody's having a good day, whatever you're doing. You're at home, you're at work. We appreciate you tapping into the live stream, listening on the playback. We appreciate you too. Big Energy Monday. We got a lot to speak on. NBA's news. We got some big boxing fight card coming on this weekend. Also, NFL and college football. And some other things too. But until we get into that, Mo, how are you feeling?
Feeling good, man. You know what I mean? Enjoying this little brisk, cold weather that we're experiencing out here in the West Coast. Good spirits, man. I'm ready to finish this week off, man. I'm ready for a week vacation, so I'm feeling good, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good myself. I can't complain, brother. I can't complain. Ready to get into these topics, brother?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, man. Let's kick this thing off with the NBA. You got any news you want to report, sir?
Yeah, man, we got a couple things going on in the NBA. First off, we'll start off Willie Green, NBA, New Orleans Pelicans coach, well, former head coach. He got fired recently this past week. The New Orleans Pelicans haven't had a great start off to the year. Zion Williamson, he came into camp looking really good, but unfortunately, he's dealing with a hamstring injury as well. My question to you is, what's your thoughts on Willie Green being fired? Do you think it's justifiable, especially with how early the season is? And two, who should want this job now that it's available?
The second question is a tough one. I don't know. But clearly it seems like either A, they couldn't get nothing for John Morant, or they was just like, we'll bite the bullet and deal with John Morant and just get a new head coach that can deal with him instead of, trading off John Morant and keeping Willie Green. So, and plus, I don't think they were winning much. So, so I think they just was like, we'll bite the bullet with John Morant and we'll get a new head coach that can deal with it. Now, the second part, I don't know who can come in and get the best out of John Morant.
Yeah, I think with Willie Green, I think the writing was already on the wall earlier in the season with everything that's been going on. There were even like some reports of some turmoil going on, behind the scenes with some Willie Green stuff, and just the overall mentality of the team wasn't uplifted. I just think with the Zion Williamson situation, Derek Queen, I think he's a great young talent, but for the capital that they did draft him for, that they traded up to draft him for, I don't think it's justifiable. Me personally, you got rid of your one of your best assets with being a high draft pick for this upcoming year's draft. That is probably one of the most highest slated drafts, probably of the last, say, 8 years, of just the depth overall of what's going on in this draft. I just think it's a tough place for the Pelicans to be in. I don't know who would want this job. I think I'm sure there are probably some young candidates, but this organization has a lot of things that they need to figure out. And I'm gonna go into the next topic based on the Pelicans. I
meant Zion Williams.
Yeah. I know what you mean. They could be a team that might potentially consider trading John Morant if they want to try to make things work, especially since they don't have their top pick, because it's like, what do you lose it for? But I feel you. But to go into the Pelicans, I know I kind of hinted this at a little bit before, but I want to kind of get your more in-depth thoughts. There are rumor mills about the Pelicans and the Grizzlies as teams linked to possible relocation. So my question to you is, should they be relocated to new cities, or should the NBA consider strongly adding new expansion teams to the slate of teams?
Probably more so New Orleans than I don't know, Memphis, because I think Memphis probably has a little bit more stronger basketball following. As far as, I do think there should be expansion teams, though. I do think they need to bring the Supersonics back. I do think they need to bring a team out here in Vegas. There's probably a couple of other cities that I can probably think of that you can bring basketball to, but I do think there should be an expansion. But I wouldn't be mad if New Orleans moves to another city too.
No, I agree with you. I think New Orleans should probably move on to another city. I don't think it's no disrespect, but I just think you could kind of tell that the fan base isn't really strong. I think that's more of a football city than anything else. You know, they have a lot of pride with their Saints and their LSU Tigers and stuff like that. I know when the Pelicans were winning, they were doing pretty good, but I just think the overall support for that team isn't well. I agree with you. I think there should be some new expansion teams. I agree with you. I think Supersonics need to come back. That is a staple of the NBA of history that I think Seattle deserves to have a franchise. I think Vegas, I think we definitely deserve to have a franchise. And I agree with you. There's other cities that I would love for them, especially with the strong fan bases that they have. Like, I think Nashville should be strongly considered. I think Kansas City should be strongly considered. I think those two cities would do wonders for the NBA. And just, we see what kind of that Midwest feeling is with Oklahoma City Thunder. We see it with, obviously in Texas with the Houston Rockets and the San Antonio Spurs, just kind of the fever of what the passion is for a lot of these fan bases. Because let's be real, man, it's not really much to do in the Midwest. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it a buck. I've never been out there, but let's be real. You know what I mean? That's why I think, you got some of the strongest, passionate fans, I think, in the Midwest, man. Like, because, they take a lot of pride in their sports teams as well. So I think Kansas City, Nashville would be two great cities that I think should obviously be in consideration. But we'll see, man. Obviously, we'll hear more about that. Next up, we just got breaking news that Paul George will be returning to the 76ers lineup, making his debut with the 76ers. He'll be going up against his old team, the Los Angeles Clippers, who have been, they've been having their ups and downs. I think they won their last game. James Harden, he's kind of trying to keep this team up afloat, but they've been struggling pretty bad. What's your overall thoughts with Paul George being added back into this 76ers lineup? And what's kind of your overall expectations that you would like to see Paul George add to the team? And could he get this team over the hump?
Man, just stay healthy, dog, and contribute what you can contribute, man. That's all I can say about him. I mean, anything extra, he gets to close to anything looking like Paul George, that's an added plus. He's a cherry on top. But anything that he can add, that's a plus.
No, I think it's definitely a plus. He'll definitely add some wing depth on that team. Obviously, he's not athletic as he used to be, especially coming off the leg injury and all the other injuries he's had. But I think he still could be a decent defensive player. We all know he's an elite scorer. Obviously, main thing, as Cris said, it's just all about health with Paul George. Hopefully he can maintain his health. Obviously Embiid, they're kind of maintaining his knee right now. I know he's going kind of through some knee pains and some knee swelling, but we all know that situation. That's just something they're going to have to maintain for the rest of his career while he's on contract. But if they can maintain that, man, I think this Sixers team is super, super talented. And we got to see what happens in the foreseeable future. All right, man, next up, we got two more. The NBA, the law firm for the NBA. Obviously, everybody knows about the whole NBA gambling situation with Damon Jones and Chauncey Billups and all that. So a law firm hired by the NBA has requested records from several NBA teams. I'm going to quickly read this article real quick. An independent law firm hired by the NBA has requested records from individuals and teams part of the league's investigation into the illegal gambling allegations laid out in federal indictment that resulted in the arrest of Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier and former player and coach Damon Jones. The investigation's latest steps were reported Saturday by The Athletic. The NBA engaged an independent law firm to investigate the allegations in the indictment once it was made public. A league spokesperson told ESPN and other outlets in a statement, as in standard in these kind of investigations, a number of different individuals and organizations were asked to preserve documents and records. Everyone has been fully cooperative. Multiple teams have been contacted by the investigators, including my team, the Los Angeles Lakers. Sources told Sean Sharania, Lakers assistant trainer Mike Mancias, and executive administrator Randy Mims are among approximately a dozen team employees who have been contacted and cooperating with the investigation. Sources said the Athletic reported that Mancias and Mims voluntarily gave their cell phones for investigators. What's your overall thoughts, man? Now we know a little bit more, and the law firm now contacting these NBA teams. What do you think this could mean with the info that we have, and what are your thoughts so far with the investigation?
I just think that they, obviously they got some leads on a few teams and people that are involved in these organizations, and I guess they trying to see, what sticks, what doesn't stick. We might be hearing some new names coming up soon that might be getting arrested and put in on this case. Because overall, they getting the little fish to get the big fish, pretty much. That's what they do. They go after the little fish to get all the information, shake them up, and then the little fish and the mid fish tell on the big fish to get who they want. So hopefully they lawyered up and ready to go.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Obviously, it's just there's still more in the investigation. Obviously, it's still going to be a while before it, but it's interesting just with certain teams, and I don't think the teams are surprising. Obviously, we heard a little bit in the indictments when Damon Jones and Chauncey and Terry Rozier were arrested and stuff like that. So, obviously, we'll see what happens in the future. And last but not least, the NBA has been going on. I think we're kind of almost a month into the NBA season. So I thought it'd be a great idea, man, to see give our top 5 power rankings of the teams in the NBA so far. So I'll let Cris go first, man. Give me your top 5 teams that you have currently right now.
All right, number 5, we got the Detroit Pistons. They're 11-2 right now, and they've been playing really good ball right now. Then at 4, I got the New York Knicks. They are 8-4, but they're 6-1 in their last homestand that they've been playing in. So they've been playing really good ball. Houston, 9-3. They've been 9-1 since the 0-2 start. So their team is starting to roll and get their stuff going. Number 2, I got the Denver Nuggets. They are 10-2. They have won 7 straight games, and we all know what Jokic and all them boys can do. And of course, number 1. OKC 13-1 on a 5-game winning streak. So
number 5, I got the Detroit Pistons. I know Detroit fans, y'all gonna be like, why y'all have them so low? Like, look, I know they won 9 in a row. I love what Cade has been doing. Jalen Duran, I love everything that they've been having going on. But again, it's the Detroit Pistons. I gotta see a little bit more, and then plus all the teams that I have above them, I just think they're a better team overall. Number 4, I got the Houston Rockets, man. Houston Rockets have been playing very, very well. Kevin Durant, saved the Rockets last night. They've won 4 in a row, but they've been looking real good. They're plus 11.5 with the point differential this year. Obviously, I'm still have questions with the point guard situation overall, especially when we get closer to the playoffs and all that. But I love this team. And the ascension of Thompson, I do like it. Number 3, I got my Los Angeles Lakers, man. I think we've been playing really well. We're 10-4 right now. Luka Doncic, I think he's top 2 in MVP castings. Going up the likes of obviously you still got Shea, you got Cage, you got Nikola Jokic. But I think Luka's been playing very well, and we haven't even had LeBron yet. I love the Adu Thoreau's addition. If you didn't see him play against the Bucks, we totally dominated the Bucks, but his athletic ability could be huge for us, especially on that defensive end. Just adds more of athletic depth that we need. There are certain aspects and certain matchups that do get to us because we're just not athletic. I think he helps out a lot. Number 2, I got the Denver Nuggets, man. Denver Nuggets is looking really good. I think people don't give Aaron Gordon a lot of love. I know a lot of people love to talk about Nikola Jokic. We all know what kind of great player he is, but Aaron Gordon has been amazing. I know he's been kind of battling certain injuries, but Jamal Murray, he's been looking a little spry. Obviously, Christian Braun, he's out, I think, up to 6 weeks with ankle injury, so that could hurt him a little bit. But with Bruce Brown back and all that, I think it could help. And then number 1 overall, I think it's very easy. Oklahoma City Thunder, man. They dominated my Lakers. They've been dominating everybody. I think they're not even fully healthy yet. They haven't had Jalen Williams. Lou Dort has been in and out of the lineup. Chet and all these guys, man. So we all know what kind of firepower they're going to have once they're fully healthy, man. This team looks pretty unstoppable. And Shea's definitely easily in MVP conversations with what he's had, man. I love his game. So and that's it, man. That's all I have for the NBA topics for this week.
For sure. All right, man. Let's get into Week 12 college football recap. All right, man. Let me kick this off with Friday. Oregon faced off with Minnesota. Number 8, Oregon faced off with Minnesota. They beat them 42-13. Dante Moore touchdown. They had a dominated Minnesota running back. He had a really good game too, and tight end what's his name? Kenyon Sadiq. He had a really good game. 8 catches, 96 yards, and a touchdown. Noah Whittington is the running back. He had 8 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown. And Jordan Davison had 7 carries, 57 yards, 2 touchdowns. So it was a dominating performance all the way around, and they did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, there's not really much to say. Like, Oregon looked really good. I think Dante Moore is a great young quarterback that I think I personally think he should stay another year because I think he'll just be that much better. I just think he needs more rest. But overall, man, Oregon's Oregon. Great win.
Yeah, for sure. Come on, my phone freezes. All right. What's the next game? Oh, come on. Come on. Thank you. All right, Clemson beat Louisville 20-19. Louisville had a lead most of this game, but Clemson came back and won. And Clemson sneaked by Louisville with a botch punt, despite a botch punt and a snap, and had a goal line stance, and they ended up pulling it out at the end and beating Louisville. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough loss with Louisville, man. You know, Clemson, they've had their up and down year. You know, there's been a lot of expectation with Clemson, but you know what, Louisville, man, that's been kind of the staple of this college institution with their football program is, you know, they'll have solid teams, but they can never win the big games. So they just gonna have to find a way to get better talent involved, or, you know, even look into maybe a coaching switch that can get these players over the hump. So
Indiana had a little bit of a struggle in the first half, but it came out in the second half, and Mendoza threw 4 touchdowns. Fernando Mendoza threw 4 touchdowns, lead number 2 Indiana over Wisconsin 31-7. And this team continues to roll. They, you know, you see a little kinks, but this week they had a little bit more of a dominant performance than they did over Penn State, and they continue to roll at that top spot. So.
Yeah, Indiana looked really good against Wisconsin, but let's keep it a buck, man. We're all just waiting for the Big Ten championship game to see Indiana versus Ohio State. That's just kind of what we're all waiting for at this point.
Yeah, for sure. South Carolina lost to Texas A&M 31-30. They were down by 3 touchdowns most of this
33.
game. Yeah, 30-3. But they came back and wore back. Had pretty much a second half comeback and beat South Carolina 31-30. And this was a good, you know, show that they can be resilient, and showed that when they get down, they can still pull it together. Then there was no panic. They, you know, once they got their bearings underneath them, they, you know, rallied around. And Marcel Reed had a really good game in the second half. So shout out to Texas A&M.
Yeah, it was kind of the tale of 2 stories. Like, South Carolina in the first half was the team that we've all been expecting to see all year. Just explosiveness with Harbor and Lenore Sellers, and just what that offense is capable of doing. It kind of gave a glimmer of hope. So hopefully, like, you know, with these guys coming back next year, I don't know. Is Harbor coming back next year? Is he coming out this year?
No, he's coming out. But
he's coming out. But
when the word around the street is Lenore Sellers might be in South Carolina.
Well, yeah, you know, that's another topic we can probably talk about, you know, as the season ends. But overall, man, you kind of saw that the atmosphere and this just the second half route, especially in that third quarter where Texas A&M went 21-0 in that third quarter. It just kind of like you saw the grip that South Carolina had on this game slowly slipped away. The confidence just went out the window. Marcel Reed, he looked like the second half looked like a top Heisman candidate, and just the way this team overall played looked like the Texas A&M that we all kind of expected for them to start this game. But they can't have these slow starts against better competition. You know, that's just something they got to worry about. But overall, you know, it's the first time we've seen it. So hopefully they clean it up, man, and be better as the rest of the year plays out.
Oklahoma beat Alabama 23-21. Oklahoma's playmaking defense traveled great again. This time coming up with 17 points off of 3 turnovers to shovel more chaos into the Southeastern Conference. in the college football picture, playoff picture. What was your thoughts on this, sir?
This is kind of like I said it when I was making the pick of the game. Like, I know I picked Alabama to win just based on the momentum that they had, and especially them having the home field. But John Mater, he didn't have like the best game, but at the end of the day, Oklahoma looked really good. I think that defense looked amazing, and they were able to get the win. So I personally think this solidifies Oklahoma getting a playoff spot. Me personally.
Yeah, for sure. Come on.
Did you have thoughts on the game or no?
No, I agree with you. No, my phone was tripping. But no, I agree with you. Just the defense came to play on the road, and that's what you got to do when you travel to Tuscaloosa. Is your defense has to show up, and they got to play, and they forced Alabama to some turnovers to turn into some points, and that's what you got to do on the road. And the team that has the most turnovers usually is the team that loses, and that was Alabama. So they got to go back to the drawing board.
Let me ask you real quick. What's your confidence meter with Oklahoma if they make it in the playoffs, seeing that win?
They got a defense, so defense is always travel. If Mater can get back to what he was, then I would say I got him at an 8. I got him at an 8.
Yeah.
Georgia put the beats on Texas 35-10. This game was not close by any stretch of the measure. It wasn't like Arch didn't have a bad game, but he didn't have a great game. It was just Georgia was just too much for him. Yeah. And it is what it is. Texas, they're not ready yet. They're not ready. Georgia is just too much for them, and this is reminiscent of last year. When Texas was supposed to come in and have a great game with Georgia, and it just was never great. And they just can't. Texas can't get over that hump, man, when they face SEC teams that they're supposed to match up great with. So they're definitely going to be knocked out of the playoff race, and Georgia's going to still be right there. So,
yeah, I don't see them making the playoffs at all, but I will not hold this committee from at least them trying to justify a way to keep them somewhat close into maybe making it. But at the end of the day, I just think Arch Manning is I think he's learning as it's been going on. He's had some big bumps, especially. It seemed like he was progressing pretty well, but then, I think matchup wise, they went into two hostile environments, Ohio State being his first overall game, and then you go into Georgia. I just think he needs more reps. I think he'll be fine. I think this Texas team will be fine going forward. Obviously, you're going to have conversations about Sark and his future with this institution. And whether if he wants to move on, stay, or whatever the case may be. So, but at the end of the day, man, Georgia looked amazing, and atypical stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know why my phone is tripping today. Freezing up. Come on, man.
I can go. I can help you out. Just let me know when your phone's ready. But we can go to Notre Dame and Pittsburgh.
That's where I was going.
Yeah, I got it right here. Do you have it on your phone?
Go ahead, man.
Notre Dame, they went into Pittsburgh and dominated 37-15. CJ Carr, he went 21 for 32 with 212 yards, 2 TDs. Jeremiah Love, 23 carries for 147 yards and 1 TD. My dog is loving that. What are your overall thoughts with Notre Dame going into Pittsburgh and dominating in that fashion?
It's a good win for them. They needed to dominate in that fashion to show that, because people were picking them to get upset in this game. Pittsburgh tends to do that to likes of Notre Dame and Miami. They always play spoiler, but Notre Dame was not having it this year, and Jeremiah Love is just different, bro. It is what it is. No, he's just different. He's the best. Might be the best player. He's up there with Jeremiah Smith. He's just different. He's gonna be a lot of top 5 pick next year. Somebody's gonna pick him. Maybe he might make the team, maybe because he's a running back. But outside of that, dude's gonna be a lot of repick, and he's a baller. He's up there. You got to put him in discussions with coming out of college with the Bijan Robinsons and guys like that, Ashton Genty, guys like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
'Cause he's just a special talent, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Go ahead.
Oh, your phone still freezing? All right, for sure. Next up, let's talk about it. BYU dominated against TCU. They went 9-1, and we could also add in Texas Tech. They dominated UCF 9-48. Both teams looked really good. My question to you is, which team do you have more confidence in if they were to make the playoffs to have a decent run?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Between Texas Tech and BYU, they both dominated the games that they had over the weekend. Texas Tech 148-9. Dickey, he had 11 for 77 yards, 2 TDs, and BYU dominated TCU 44-13. Bachmeier 23 of 33, 296 yards and 1 TD. My question to you is, out of those two teams, who do you have faith in more if they were to make the playoffs?
BYU.
BYU? Why is that?
I think because I like their offense a little bit better, and I think they have a pretty good defense too. So, I'll probably trust BYU.
BYU. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I would say Texas Tech just because I like that D-line more. I think that D-line could cause a little bit more havoc, especially against top-tier teams. But either way, I'm not mad. Next up, man, Iowa and USC. Iowa started off the first half really great. They were up 21-10. Seemed like they were heading into a dominant win, but USC was able to dominate the second half. They ended up scoring 16 unanswered points and winning 21-26. Mavia had 23 of 32, 254 yards and 1 TD. Kim Moulton of Iowa, 15 carries for 90 yards. And then Lemon of USC had 10 receptions for 153 yards and 1 TD. What's your overall thoughts with this game?
This team could just put it together. They could be a real threat in the playoffs, man, because they got the offense. They got the guys. They got playmakers on both sides of the football, especially offensively. Makai Lemon, who's probably going to be a top 10 pick himself. Dude's averaging a little over 100 and some yards a game, and he's just balling right now. So, and then you got Mavia, the quarterback. He's playing really well. I think this is probably the best iteration, and it's kind of crazy because he had Caleb Williams and Jordan Addison on him. But as far as the balanced team, this is probably the most balanced team that he's had, and that's Riley. So, yeah.
100%. What's your confidence meter with USC as far as like making the playoffs? Do you think they'll end up making it?
I got them at a 7.
7? I'm making it.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. Let's get into a couple of Mountain West games real quick. Big game: Boise State versus San Diego State. San Diego State, man, defensively dominated. Man, they won 17-7. Boise State really didn't do much. Sutton was pretty much the starter, so 25 carries for 150 yards. What's your overall thoughts with this game, and overall thoughts with San Diego State as a team and their impact as far as like if they can win a big bowl game?
But right now they're the best in Mountain West Conference right now. They proved it on Saturday. Defensively, they're really strong. They got a really strong running game too. The quarterback is pretty solid too, and to do that to Boise, that's saying something because they got some good players over there. I don't think Matson played though. I think Matson was hurt, so I don't know because I don't think he played. But they do have 2 good running backs over there. As far as a playoff game or if they make the playoffs or get in the bowl game, it depends on who they match up with. If they're not in the playoffs and they just in a bowl game, they have just as great chance of anybody. Bowl games are just, those are 50-50 to me. You know what I'm saying? But when we get into the playoffs, now you're facing off against maybe Georgia or somebody like that. I'm sorry, I don't think you have a good chance of winning that game. So.
Nah, I agree. And finally, we'll end off with our team, UNLV Rebels, man. 8-2, won a close game against Utah State Aggies in overtime, 29-26. Anthony Calandria, he was 24 of 43, 276 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. I think Jet, he did not play in this game. Troy Murray, he had 4 receptions for 83 yards. What were your overall thoughts with this game?
It was a back and forth, man. It was a back and forth. But in double overtime, it was good to see them rally and that run. I think it was from Amari to seal the game-winning touchdown. That was great to see. To show some resilience. They've shown it this year a few times, the resilience and coming back and winning certain games. But they've also started some games where they got dominated and lost, or maybe lost some games that they probably should have won. And what I am encouraged by is that this defense is playing a lot better these past 2 games. That bye week coming off of that loss, I think was to New Mexico. I think that maybe Dan Mullen shake some things up, maybe play calling wise or something like that. But something has changed to where this defense is playing a lot better than what it was, not giving up 30, 40 points. You know what I'm saying? The defense is actually playing pretty solid. I think if Jet had played in this game, I think this game would have went a little bit different too. So
yeah, and I'll ask you this question. So pretty much everybody, these 4 teams, Fresno State, Boise State, New Mexico, and UNLV, and Hawaii, 5 teams, are all pretty much competing to play San Diego State in the Mountain West. Give me your thoughts. Who do you have favored to make it to the championship game to play against San Diego State?
Oh, that's a difficult one.
UNLV plays Hawaii this coming week too.
I mean, that's the toughest game they get. If UNLV can get past Hawaii, then they have a great chance, because I have them beating Nevada in what's the name game. So I don't know, man. Because I don't know, can Boise make it still?
Yeah, Boise can still make it. They got Colorado State and they're at Ohio State. Fresno State, they did beat Boise State. That's why they're pretty much second out of all of us. They have Utah State and San Jose State left. And New Mexico, they're at Air Force, and then they got to play San Diego State to end the year.
I probably would say Boise probably still has a great chance of making it to the championship. I would say UNLV is right behind them.
Yeah, no, I agree. And then I'll leave you to it, man. Talk about your boy Ahmad Hardery, man. I'm sure you want to talk about him and his performance and what he was able to do.
Man, forget Missouri, man. I've been telling y'all for all this year, give the ball to Ahmad Hardery and good things happen. My man, 18 carries, 300 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I don't care who you running against. That's impressive. Yeah. 300 yards on a team at this level, and they're still Division One. It ain't like he playing, Jackson, Jack State or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he playing a Division One college. They got NIL, got kids on that team. Like, come on now, like 300 yards. Mississippi State still got some guys that are probably gonna go to the league.
For sure.
They might not be good, but they got some defensive guys that'll probably be on the field next year somewhere. So so shout out to Ahmad Hardery, and they should have did this when we was playing the big teams. You probably should have did this when you played Texas A&M.
Yeah, we'll see.
18 times.
We'll see. They play Oklahoma next, so we'll see what's up. We'll see if they'll feature the monster that Ahmad Hardery is. Man, Ahmad Hardery, he was amazing, bro.
They're gonna give him 7 carries, and Jamal Roberts gonna have about 15, 20 carries.
If you had, let me ask you this question: If hypothetically, I know Ahmad Hardy's not coming out this year, but who do you like better as a running back, Ahmad Hardery or Love?
Love. I love Ahmad Hardery. Love. Love is different, man. I'm telling you, he's different. He can. I think he can do it all, man. I think he can catch out the backfield. I think he can run block too, or block in the backfield. Because that's one thing that separates you from the rest of the pack is that can you block. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna make you that's the difference between you being an every down back and you just a third down back.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what be a lot of complaints with running backs. I'm just saying that's what they was complaining about Travion Henderson. It was like, well, he wasn't asked to do that, so it is what it is.
Nah, for real. And I'm gonna ask you, I know we're gonna end this college football. I want to ask you one more question. Who is your Heisman favorite currently right now? Because I have no idea.
I don't know. I have no clue. Maybe Marcel Reed because he came back. I don't know. I think the consensus would be Fernando.
You think Fernando? Yeah, I would say Fernando.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know who else. I don't know who else is gonna. I think Ty Simpson. Well, I don't know. They're coming off the loss. I think they probably still invite him.
I don't think he'll win it because he's a defensive player, but the kid from Texas Tech has been playing really good ball this year. They even made sure he get in consideration. They gave him an offensive snap on Saturday and had him run the football in.
Well, I think this will be the best year if you're gonna give a defensive player at least a trip to New York City. I think this is probably the year to do it because this is not really like.
I think it's the Bailey kid, the defensive end.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I just don't know who
he might be in consideration. Other than that, I don't know. I'm pretty sure Jeremiah Love, Malachi Lemon probably should be in the Heisman race right now.
Look. If Ahmad Hardy has 2 more 300-yard games, I think he got to get invited. He has to get invited at that point. I think low-key might be the favorite. Shit. I know his teammate. I know. I'm just saying, like, bro, if he gets over 2,000 yards, you got to consider. Because no other quarterback has dominated. Even if, look, I like Mendoza, but has he really put up Heisman numbers? No, he has not. He has not.
But you know what it is? The Heisman is kind of like, it's not so much yards and touchdowns. I mean, that plays a part in it, but it's moments. And they're always going to go for that moment. And his Heisman moment was 2 weeks ago against Penn State.
I think that was more the receiver than him.
But they're gonna put it on him because it was a hell of a throw. It was a hell of a throw.
I'm not saying it was a hell of a throw. It was more of an amazing catch than a hell of a throw. Let's call it spade a spade, man. Like, I'm more like when you talk about that play, more people will remember the receiver than they do Mendoza throwing him the ball. Like what are we doing? Like, it should be about the yards. It should be about the productivity. And like as a quarterback, like, yeah, you're 10-0, but I think your moment was going into Oregon and beating that game. I think that was his Heisman moment. But besides that, there's nothing been anything else. Like, look, I like Mendoza, but I think people are overhyping this kid, me personally. I said it before. Just because he wears 2 knee braces like Andrew Luck don't mean he Andrew Luck. Like, let's stop. Like, I think that team all around him has been amazing. Defensively, they've been good. They got some good running backs on that squad. I think he's solid, but like, I got to see him against way better competition, man. Like, you look good against Oregon. That's it. Oregon has have their ups and down years, and you're going up against Moore, who has a lot of growing to do. Let's see what you do against Ohio State. Let's see what you do up against these SEC juggernauts like a Georgia, Alabama, a Texas A&M. You know what I mean? Like, let's see what's up.
Yeah, and the dude the Texas Tech dude is Jacob Rodriguez. He's a linebacker. He has 54 tackles, 1 sack, 7 forced fumbles, and 4 interceptions. So
yeah. I think you gotta invite him, man. There's just not. I think, again, I said it. If Ahmad Hardy goes to Oklahoma and rushes for 250 yards and then ends the year off rushing for another 200 plus, I think he has to be invited. I think Mendoza has to be invited. I'm not mad if Simpson's invited. I think you have to invite that defensive player from Texas Tech.
I think Love is going to be there for sure.
Love should be there too. Love should be there too. Like, obviously, they only invite 5 players.
You have a point to this effect that Ahmad Hardy has more yards than Jeremiah Love.
Let's say
Ahmad, and there's games where he's gotten like 5 carries and 30 yards. You know what I'm saying? Where
it's not like they've been getting blown out in these games. They lost a lot of close games. Like they could have beat Alabama. They could have, you know what I mean? It's not like they've gotten drubbed like Texas. Like, bro, like I think if Ahmad Hardy rushes for 300 yards against Oklahoma, after what they did to to Alabama, and Missouri wins that game, I like obviously, you know, they don't have. I don't know if your quarterback is coming back. I don't think so. Your starting quarterback, he's out for the year. So obviously, they're going to have to lean heavy on Ahmad Hardy if they want any shot of beating Oklahoma. So he'll be the main reason. Yeah, he'll be the main reason. So if he goes out there and rushes 300 yards and Oklahoma loses and they win, you got to invite Ahmad Hardy. And then on top of that, wouldn't that be the most impressive thing anybody has done on a college football field? Even more so than Mendoza. Like,
yeah. Oh, if he has anything, he don't even have to have 3. If he had 150 and 2 or 3 touchdowns next week and Missouri wins, you still invite his ass.
And then when you look at it play, we're talking about Heisman. This is individual, baby. This ain't about the team. This is individual. Yeah. So you got to look at it. This is the best player in college football. Ahmad Hardy would be that.
And it's not like Missouri is like got a bad record. Two losses to 2 good teams, 3 losses to 3 great teams.
They could easily be undefeated or have 1 loss.
Yeah,
I think
the only game you would say, okay, they just weren't that good that day. It was probably the Texas A&M, and that's because you was putting a freshman in a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? Alabama, like I said, there was chances in that game they could have won that game.
Yeah,
what was the other one? I forgot the other game they lost. Who they lose to?
Shit, if they would have featured Ahmad Hardy more, they might only have 1 loss. Low key. Yeah. So
I agree. Like, that's what I've been saying.
End of the day, we know what these committees do. They like to make this a quarterback award, which I hate. I despise it, just like the NFL MVP. Like, I hate that shit. Like, I hate it. Like, give it to the best player. And if Ahmad Hardy's able to do that, I think that's the most memorable moment of the year. Besides that, who's had the most memorable? Honestly, the most memorable moment right now got to be Marcel Reed in that comeback from South Carolina. I know South Carolina's not a good team, but coming back 30-3 in 1 half, like you literally came back in 1 quarter. Like, I think that's been more impressive than what Mendoza has done. Sorry, that's just me.
I agree. All right, man, that does it for our college wrap. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back. Sir.
Introduce yourself to Magnet, the ultimate sports drink. Are you ready to take your performance to the next level? Do you want a sports drink that eliminates the muscle cramps and fatigue when working out or training? Meet Magnet, the sports drink designed for athletes who refuse to settle for mediocrity. It's power-packed electrolytes and rehydrates and restores balance with their scientifically formulated blend with magnesium that fights fatigue and boosts endurance. It has natural ingredients made with real fruit extracts and no artificial colors or flavors because your body deserves the best. It has delicious flavors like mixed fruit and watermelon that keep you revitalized and ready for action. It will boost your performance with essential vitamins and minerals. Magnet fuels your workouts, helping you crush your goals. Join the Magnet movement whether you're training, competing, or simply staying active. Magnet is your go-to refreshment for peak performance. You can order it now on our direct link at drinkmagnet.com. Also, use promo code Cris and Mall to get $5 off your purchase. So don't wait. Again, that promo code is Cris and Mall to get $5 off your purchase. Get Magnet, push your limits, fuel your passion.
All right, man, let's talk about the big fight card that's going down on Saturday. We usually preview this on Wednesday, but it's going to be a busy week for me and Maul this week. Yeah. And we might not have a Wednesday show.
Or if we do, it'll be very, very short.
Yeah, for real. So, all right, let me pull this up. All right, man, we got the big fight card. Ride of season, David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde in a light heavyweight bout. You got Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. at 147 for the belt. You got Abdul Mason, his first time to get a title against Sam Noakes. That should be a good one. And then Jesse Rodriguez versus Fernando Martinez. Another one, I think that's a lightweight bout right there. Before we get into the matchups and all that, what's your overall feeling of this card, brother?
I think it's amazing, man. We got a lot of names, a lot of we got young up and coming fighter and Abdul Mason that I think a lot of people need to take notice about. Bam Rodriguez, we've been kind of hoping that eventually we can, get him to fight, that Japanese monster over there a little bit. And then obviously Devin Haney versus Brian Norman. I think that's going to be a very interesting matchup. I'm very intrigued. And obviously it's always exciting to see David Benavidez in the ring. He's one of the most exciting fighters to go along with Anthony Yarde. Anthony Yarde is a very powerful puncher. So we got to see how David Benavidez responds to that. And I'm overall, hopefully I can tune into this card. The timing is a little bit weird here in the West Coast, but brother be at work, but we'll make it work, man. I gotta watch this card. I gotta find a way to watch this card.
Yeah, for sure. I feel the same as you. Yeah, I feel the same as you, man. There's some good fights on here, man, and it's good to showcase, especially Abdul Mason. This should be a good test for him. Sam Noakes. Both of these fighters come in with high rating KO percentages, so somebody's getting knocked out. Somebody's getting knocked out, and we all know what Bam Rodriguez represents. Fernando Martinez, he's no slouch either. This should be a good test for him. Devin Haney, Brian Norman Jr. This is a good. We'll see how Devin Haney looks after coming from that Ryan Garcia fight, which wasn't a good showing for him. And Brian Norman Jr. is coming off of a great win of that knockout, going out to Japan and knocking the fighter out. And then David Benavidez is the question is, can he continue to dominate at 175 and possibly get the Bivol fight next year? Because that's what everybody wants to see is him versus Bivol. And Anthony Yarde is no slouch. He's been in there and been in some big fights himself. And can he test him? Can he push him and possibly show some chinks in David Benavidez' armor in the 175 weight class? So let's go ahead and pick these fights, man. How you looking at it? How you looking at each fight?
So the Abdullah Mason and Sam Noakes, I'm gonna ride with my boy Abdullah. I think this man is a prodigy. I think this guy's gonna be the next superstar, especially in his weight class. No disrespect to Sam Noakes, as you stated, he's coming in with a high knockout percentage right now. But I think Abdullah Mason is just the overall better talent, better overall boxer, better defender. I think he's beating him on the reach, size. I think. So overall, yeah, I'm going Abdul. Bam Rodriguez versus Fernando Martinez. I'm gonna go with Bam. You know what I mean? I think we all know what Bam is capable of. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've not seen Fernando Martinez fights, so I'm not really familiar with anything he does. But so respect to him. But I'm gonna pick Bam. As far as Devin Haney and Brian Norman, like a lot of people know, I'm not the biggest Devin Haney fan. I'm not. So I'm gonna pick upset. I'm gonna pick Brian Norman to beat Devin Haney. I think Devin Haney has a lot to prove, especially coming off that Ryan Garcia fight. He's been doing a lot of talking. I think Brian Norman, he's been winning the press run. Especially, I don't know if people saw that clip of him kind of acknowledging that Devin Haney keeps repeating what Floyd used to say. I don't know if you've seen that, but that shit was kind of funny to me. So Brian Norman telling him to be his own man. So we'll see what's up in the ring. I think that would be a highly anticipated fight. But I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going with Brian Norman. And then David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde. I'm going to go with Benavidez, but the only thing I have concerning thing about Benavidez is we have seen him take more bruises than most since he's moved up. You know what I mean? We've seen that eye swell up. We've seen him get hit consistently. He is a big body. I do like his reach, but Anthony Yarde, he does have punching power, man. So if he does connect, I'm very curious to see how he responds to that. But I'm gonna take David Benavidez just bet on punching output. I think David Benavidez will throw a lot more punches and will connect a little bit more. I think he's more of a cleaner boxer, and we'll just see. I just got to see the defensive capabilities of Benavidez. I think he needs to clean up the defensive part ever since he moved up a little bit more, because I think he has gotten hit a lot since he's moved up, and we've noticed that compared to other weight classes. But I'm gonna go with Benavidez for the win.
Yeah, man. I As far as Bam Rodriguez and Martinez, I got Bam winning KO. Anything between the first 3 rounds, I just think that he just special, man.
Yeah, he's special.
I saw a clip of Shakur Stevenson talking about sparring against Bam Rodriguez, getting him ready for a fight. And he said, even at his size, he felt his punching power. So that let you know how hard that kid hit. So as far as Abdul Mason, Sam Note, I think Abdul Mason is going to come out same thing, a knockdown, knockout, first 3 rounds. I think that Abdul Mason has been prepared for this. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they nowadays with the internet and everything, you get knocked down, this kid ain't got no chin. He ain't got it. And he's been knocked down a few times, but he got right back up. It was not like he got knocked out to the point where he was wobbling, and it was one of those flash knockdowns. And I think he learned from it. I think sometimes you got to taste the canvas to learn from it, to know what it feels like. And he felt it, didn't fold, and ended up knocking his opponents out. So I think he's been battle tested. Like I said, no disrespect to Sam Notes. I'm sure he's been battle tested also. I'm going to go with a younger, faster fighter. I'm going to go with Abdul Mason in this. And I think he gets the knockout in the first 3 rounds. As far as Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr., I like Brian Norman Jr. I've seen from the kid. I think he has knockout power. Look, I know people are down on Devin Haney, and I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? He's not a knockout artist. He's more of a boxer, you know what I'm saying, technical fighter. And he didn't have a great showing against Ryan Garcia, even though I did feel like he was winning most of that fight. I just think that he was just getting, in certain rounds, he would just have a lapse and just let Ryan Garcia get that right hand off. And I just never understood why he was just allowing that kid to hit him like that. So hopefully he learned from that. I'm going to go in a hard fight. I'm going to go Devin Haney by decision. I ain't saying I'm going to knock out Brian Norman. I'm going Devin Haney by decision, because say what you want about Devin Haney, he has been battle tested. You may not like his fights, but he's been battle tested. He's one of the best. And look, I know we think Loma beat him, but it wasn't like Loma dominated him. It was a tough. He squeaked that win out. You know what I'm saying? Type fight to me. So I'll go Devin Haney by decision. But shout out to Brian Norman if he wins. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised. As far as David Benavidez and Anthony Yarde, look, Yarde is a good fighter. He's one of those guys. He's kind of like a gatekeeper type fighter, whereas he can get you. He can get you, but you expect Benavidez to handle business, and I expect him to knock Yarde out in the first 3 rounds. I don't think this goes long, and I think he taps that chin and catches Yarde and knocks him down, and Benavidez is suited up, ready to go for B-ball, or even better beef. Either or, I'm with it.
We'll see what happens.
So, should be a good fight card, though, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, did you have thoughts on the Conor Ben, Chris Eubank fight?
Shout out to Conor Ben. He came and showed up.
Dominated.
He dominated, dude, and it was a cool little moment between him and his father. Like, hey, I got one over you, man. I beat a Ben, you didn't beat him. But it was cool that his father was like, happy for him and all that stuff. So it's gonna be interesting to see what Conor Ben fits out in the 147 weight class. See if he maybe get the winner out of Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr., or he gets somebody else at that 147 weight class. We'll see. But it was a good win for him overall. I'm not trying to get no excuses, but I do think Ben was weight drained. He looked weight drained. He did.
Conor Ben?
Yeah, he looked weight drained.
Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah, 50 didn't look too happy that he walked out with Eubank. He was a little disappointed. Like, damn, I walked out with this motherfucker. Yeah, man. But shout out to Conor Ben, man. He was truly impressive win.
Yeah, it was. Especially with all that coming out those allegations and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, man. Let's do our BetUS Surefire Picks, man.
Let's do it.
man. What you got?
All right, brother. So obviously we got the Monday night game out here in Vegas. You know, my Raiders going up against the Cowboys. Yeah, my Raiders ain't winning. I'm taking the Cowboys -3.5. I'm a realist. That shit ain't happening, bro. I think we'll give them a good shot, but I do not trust Geno Smith or this Pete Carroll head coaching staff. So no. And God, don't even get me started on Chip Kelly. And then next up, I got the 76ers -5.5 against the Clippers. I had this even before Paul George was coming back, but I just think 76ers are just a better team, more athletic, and I think they'll dominate the Clippers. And then I got the Heat -1.5 against the Knicks. Knicks are dealing with a lot of injuries right now. Jalen Brunson's out. OG Anunoby, he's out for the next 2 weeks. Heat have been playing really good, fast-paced ball too. They play a lot faster than usual. So I think the Heat will win. I think they'll cover. Definitely, obviously 1.5 is not much, but I think they'll end up winning that game.
Yeah, I'm taking the Cowboys on the money line some way, somehow. I think this is going to come down to 3 points, and then 3.5 is going to kick your ass. I'm not taking the hook, but I'm taking the over. I'm definitely taking the over. Mm-hmm. I'm taking the Knicks on the money line. I like them on the money line over the Heat. Even though they're on the road, I'm still going to take the Knicks. And I'm taking the Bucks +7. I forgot who they facing, but I just like the +7.
Over the Cavs?
Yeah, I'm taking +7.
Ooh, all right. My man living on the edge.
Yeah, I'm taking +7.
I ain't mad at that.
Do you know that we can't show all the app stuff?
Yeah. I was made aware of that a couple weeks ago. So yeah. So,
no, I was telling people we can't. You can't tell.
Oh yeah.
Go to any of our social media and find the BetUS link.
Yeah, no doubt. We're not getting banned for y'all. Sorry.
So, all right, man. I guess we'll do our week 11 game storylines.
Stole it.
Talk about these punk ass Chiefs.
Oh yeah, let's talk about them punk ass Chiefs. Do it.
We have a little bit too much fun on this. Bro.
Yo, somebody got to, man.
All right, man. Let's hold on. I forgot to put the scores.
Yes, sir. No, yeah, for sure.
All right, man. So we had Thursday night football, AFC East matchup. Patriots dominated pretty much. It was a little tough in the beginning, but in the second half, they pretty much pulled away. Patriots won 27-14. Drake May, he looked pretty solid, but it was Travion Henderson show. My man was out there willing and dealing, got 3 touchdowns, 2 in the ground, 1 in the air. And the Jets, they hung around for a little bit, but, it is what it is. The better team just was the better team that night. So I ask you, do you think Aaron Glenn is setting a good culture with the Jets?
I think with the way the Jets have been set up these last 10 years, I think you got to kind of break it down to build it back up. So you're going to have to go through some rough patches. I think they even announced today that Tyrod Taylor is going to be the starter going for the foreseeable future with Justin Fields. And look, man, I know Justin Fields is a high character guy, but we all know just the inconsistencies that he has throwing the ball. Like, he's a very athletic guy, but Aaron Glenn, I think he's getting this team back in the path of the right direction. It's just going to take some time. You're going to have to put faith in him as a man and as a head coach. I think he's definitely a leader of men. Obviously they made the big trades a couple weeks ago with Sauce Gardner and Quentin Williams. You have the draft asset capabilities to put this team in the right direction. So yes, I do think he is setting up a great culture, and he's holding accountability to everybody. If you don't want to be part of this program, if you're not going to work hard, if you're not going to be the player that I want to have on this team, you will not be here. And I will make that known, and we will make that happen. And at this point with the Jets, they have no choice but to do that. And my Raiders should honestly take a look at what Aaron Glenn is doing and building a culture. Like, that's what we need. Like, and we have better talent than what they do currently right now. So, yes, I'm a big believer in Aaron Glenn.
Sure. And with the Patriots, are the Pats the favorite to come out the AFC and represent for the Super Bowl?
Yes, because I think they're the better team. Obviously, we got to see what Drake May looks like in the playoffs. It's a totally different story. Obviously, there are going to be quarterbacks that you will favor a little bit more just of who they are with Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. But I just think he has the overall better team compared to those guys. Maybe Lamar Jackson and the Ravens could be better depending on if they can get their stuff together. But I like this team. Me and you have been big fans of a lot of the talent that they have, gotten, especially on that defensive side. I'm loving that they're finally featuring Trevion Henderson. It seems like the confidence for him is up through the roof. Like he literally is, he literally has Jahmyr Gibbs speed. And Jahmyr Gibbs is a fast player, which we're going to talk about here in a little bit. And then you got Stephon Diggs, Keon Booty. You'll get Ramondre Stevenson back. Drake May, you would have to consider him being one of the favorites to win MVP. So, and then Mike Vrabel, he's easily probably the coach of the year right now. So, I think you easily have to have them as the favorites in the AFC, and definitely AFC East. But AFC as a whole, I'm not mad if somebody wants to have them as the favorites, but they're definitely one of the favorites for sure.
For sure. The Commanders lost to the Dolphins in Madrid. 16-13. This game was a terrible watch. You watched it all the way through. You're a sick person, but
especially that. Depending on where you at.
But I asked you, will Mike McDaniels keep his job?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think they've been playing some inspired football. They've looked a lot better defensively. Obviously, offensively, you only can go that's so far with Tua. I think Tua got to go, but I think eventually, he will still get let go of his duties because I think the Miami Dolphins would want to try something new. But I think he's got them still fighting, and I think that says a lot to him as a man and a leader of men. If they're still fighting for you, especially with all the different circumstances that they've dealt with this year, for sure.
And then now this might be an oncoming theme with me when I talk about certain teams, but I'm just gonna say this: tank the season. That's all I'm saying. There's gonna be a few teams I say that, Mo.
Oh yeah. You talking about the Dolphins and Commanders?
No, I'm talking about with the Commanders. Tank the season.
Commanders? Yeah. There's no point in playing Jaden Daniels. This year is done. Get him fully healthy. He's been dealing with nagging injuries. Let him be with his boo Juju and his mama. Let him just heal up. And figure out what you want to do with the future of this team. Play these young guys, see who's able to be on this roster next year, and you dissect what you need. And I think this is the perfect time. You're not winning anything, so I think it's look. I know Commanders fans had a lot of hopes going into this year, but I think it was a great thing that they did lose these last couple weeks because now I think look, let's not try to push him to play. He does not need to play. Let's finish. We only have about how many more weeks left? We got 6 weeks left in the year. So let's just rest him up, get him ready for next year. We know he's our future quarterback. He has nothing to prove. So let's just get him healthy.
All right. The Bengals lose to the Steelers 12-34. Aaron Rodgers did go out of the game with a wrist injury. Still getting the MRI to see how things are with his hand. They said it's not to be serious, but I imagine he probably won't play the next game.
Yeah.
But with the Bengals, same thing. Tank the season.
My question to you is: how many games should Jamar Chase get suspended for?
About 2.
Yeah, I think 2. I think that's he clearly lied to the media, which I don't know if you want to count that as a game suspension because what do you owe the media anything? You don't owe the media nothing. But I just think it's a bad look. He clearly spit on Jalen Ramsey. I don't think Jalen Ramsey should get suspended or anything like that. He got kicked out of the game. That's to justify enough. I know a lot of people are going to kind of compare him to Jalen Carter. People got to remember Jalen Carter got kicked out literally the first play of the game. So they used that as the suspension for him. I think Jalen Ramsey. I think Jamar Chase is easily going to get at least a game. I know he's going to get for sure a game, and then obviously that's going to kill their season. But yeah, man, tank the season. There's nothing to play for. I think I think they need to make wholesale changes on this squad. I think Joe Burrow needs to take a look in the mirror and figure out if he wants to continue with this franchise. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Trey Hendrickson's not going to be no more. I don't see the future of this team. So I think a lot of these guys need to look in the mirror and see if do they even want to be a part of this franchise anymore. I think there's opportunities. I think if Joe Burrow were to become available, my God, the amount of draft capital it will probably take to get him, even with all the injuries, he still will be.
I don't know.
I think it would be. I think he's still a top tier quarterback. He's still a top tier quarterback. And how old is he? He's only how old is he? Like 26, 27?
About 27, I think.
Yeah, he's still young. Like, I get it, it's injuries, but you can't deny the capabilities of he is. And when he's healthy, and then obviously he'll be playing with better old lines. Like, Cincinnati's never had a great old line. They've always been mediocre to terrible. Now obviously he won't have like the slew of talent depending on where he might go. But hey, if Joe Burrow were to get traded, maybe Jamar Chase will follow. You know what I mean? So it's a strong possibility. So it could be a 2-for-1 kind of deal. So, and there's a lot of teams that would take that 100%. My Raiders would do that in a fucking heartbeat. You don't think Tom Brady be like, yo, trade everybody to get Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase on this team? The only person that might not get traded is Max Crosby. But yeah, I think there's a whole bunch of teams that would take that deal. I think they should strongly consider asking to leave. Like, what's the point of staying with Cincinnati? That franchise ain't going nowhere. Like, you're gonna have to get a whole new coach, new coordinators. That owner's still going to be the same owner that he was years ago, making bad financial decisions. Why not? They're not happy there.
Yeah. And with the Steelers, deja vu again. That's all this team does. Ross, rinse, and repeat. Ross, rinse, and repeat. Wash, rinse, and repeat. That's all they do.
Yeah.
And they end up in the playoffs somehow, and they get bounced in the first round.
Yeah. It's going to be the same thing. Another wasteful year.
Well, the Chargers get smoked by the Jaguars 35-6. Not because of Trevor Lawrence, because it was just a bad hour for the Chargers, and they just couldn't get nothing going. Yeah. So my thing with the Chargers is injuries. I was just caught up with them, and it is what it is, man. Hopefully they can get healthy, but it's not looking good. Their offensive line is not going to get no healthier. So they lost their two best offensive linemen to leg injuries. We'll see how they look coming back next year. They got offensive weapons, but their running game, it was pretty good with Vidal. But you got to see what you got in Marion Hampton whenever he comes back. They said he's not close to coming back anytime soon. And then, Justin Herbert, man, can he take his game to the next level? Because it's going to be dependent on Jim Harbaugh's job. You know, I'm not saying he's going to get fired anytime soon, but if he continues to have seasons like this, the questions are going to come soon. So
hopefully they do, so they can hire him to be a Raider head coach, because he should have been the Raider head coach. But listen here, I know a lot of these injuries have been seen kind of freak, but sooner or later you got to start asking the question, like, should they just get a whole new training staff, a whole new physical trainers? Should they get a whole new medical staff? Because it's literally the same issue that the Chargers have been dealing with year after year after year after year after year. Injuries. I have not seen a team be so injury stricken like the Chargers in all the sports. I have not 49. Seen anything. Maybe, but even then, not to this extent. Like yeah, they've had their years where they've been hurt like this year. No, they do, but they still produce though. Like they still win, and it's just like a lot of that shit. Like they do deal with injuries, and I think they're a more physical team than the Chargers are. Even when the Chargers were a finesse team, they were still getting hurt. So I don't know, man. I don't want to put it on the medical staff or the training staff. I'm sure they're all great at their job, but sooner or later, you got to start answering the question: why do our players literally fall by the wayside? And it's not even like throughout the season because of nutrition. We're talking about like right out the gate. Like, and I get it, a lot of these are like freak stuff, but man, maybe call Tom Brady and learn pliability or something. Like, I don't know. Maybe they need to get these old linemen to learn how to, be able to, try different angles. If they get laid on, maybe they can, be more pliable, I guess. But I don't know, man. They got to figure it. Like lung puncture shit. It's always something with health with this franchise, and it's crazy to me, man.
I'm always gonna say they did on purpose because they wanted her to start.
Yeah, maybe because of that, maybe the football guys is like, all right, we're gonna get you these next 10 years. Like, you're gonna have ultra talented teams that should be competing for Super Bowls, but because you did that, you ain't gonna see that. So, what I mean? It's weird. Like, every franchise goes through injuries, but theirs is just weird. We're talking about Vital out, the rookie Omarion Hampton, Keenan Allen, Lad McConkey, Justin Herbert get hurt every year. Their whole line is gone. even Harbaugh had a health scare. Like, God bless him, he was cool last year, but even he had a health scare. I'm like, what's going on? Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just weird.
And then with the Jags, why are they so up and down?
Because Trevor Lawrence is so up and down. What we talking about, man? The answer's proof, man. It's all Trevor Lawrence, bro. Like, look, they got that offense is ultra talented. Like, they got players on that squad. Like, you cannot sit here and tell them. Like, Basul Tootin, he looks good. Like, you got Jacoby Myers, you got Brian Thomas, you got I forgot the tight end's name. Their defense ain't that bad. Like, you will get Travis Hunter back. Unfortunately, he had a mishap in practice where he's out for the year. But I think once you commit him to the defensive side, now you got your elite corner. Like, this all comes down to Trevor Lawrence and his capability of being a consistent quarterback. And I don't think he's found that confidence that he used to have when he first came in the league. So I don't know what happened, but I think me and you both agree that I think they should look toward the future, especially in that 2027 draft. I think they'll give him another year, but if he's not good next year, you got that 2027 draft that's going to be fully loaded with quarterbacks that you can potentially get. So,
Yeah. The Buccaneers lose to the Bills 32-44. Josh Allen had 6 touchdowns. Sean Tucker, he had a couple of touchdowns himself.
At 3.
3 touchdowns himself. So the question with the Buccaneers: should Todd Bowles be on the hot seat?
Nah, I don't think he should be on the hot seat. Like, obviously his defense played piss poor yesterday. I don't know what kind of injuries they have on that defensive side that may have played a part in that, but they couldn't really do anything. They couldn't stop Josh Allen at all. But I think overall, man, I think this team, they're going to get healthier. They're going to get Bucky Irvin back. I think they'll eventually get Mike Evans back. I think they'll always be a scary team, but I don't think he should be on the hot seat. Like, who are you going to hire? Tell me who you're going to hire to replace him. Besides a Reed candidate.
I hear you. Sometimes Todd Bowles can be a little too conservative in
I hear
situations.
I hear you.
And yesterday was one of them. Your defense is not stopping Josh Allen in this offense.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. No.
You cannot. I don't care. Regardless if you didn't punt it or not, you giving them the ball back at the 40 or wherever, they was gonna march down the field and score on y'all. So why not go for it? Show some confidence in your offense, because your defense is not showing up. Yeah. And I get it, you're a defensive guy, so you always gonna think with defensive mindset. That's why a lot of people be like, it's better to have an offensive coach because they're a little bit more aggressive when it comes to those type of play calls. But I just think Todd Bowles, and this ain't the first time Todd Bowles did this. I can remember when he played us last year in the regular season, and we came down to it. Go for it it was like a 4th and 3 or 4th and 2, and he punted the ball back to the Chiefs, and marched down the field and won the game. In overtime, or not even overtime. He tied the game up to get it to overtime. So I'm just saying, like, there's been instances. I don't think that there's other ones where it's just like he can get a little too conservative sometimes. I think he's a good coach, but I just think sometimes he can get a little too conservative, and you can see it on Baker Mayfield's face. Like, man, that's not the right decision, man. Give me the ball, dog.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I hear you. Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. But and with the Bills, Superman Josh Allen, because that's what they're gonna need to win these games. You're not gonna face the Buccaneers defense every week.
No.
If he don't have 3 to 4 touchdowns a game, because any other team they would have lost with those turnovers that he had yesterday.
Yeah, some bad turnovers like that. That little
Shovel
he was like in
pass,
his goal. Like that's like, like, bro, what are you doing, dog? What are you doing?
Too much.
And they never call him out on that shit. Like all these pundits on these ESPNs, they don't say nothing. Let that been Lamar. Like we're gonna talk about Shador. Like let them be one of these other quarterbacks that they dog walk on every year. Like Josh Allen, come on, bro. This team ain't winning shit. Let's call it spade, bro. Like don't ain't no tiptoeing. Me and Cris are going to state it. The Bills ain't winning a goddamn thing. Y'all wasting another year. I already went on my rant last year about y'all bum ass Bills. Like that team is terrible. They ain't winning shit.
The Bears beat the Vikings at a last-second field goal, 19-17. JJ McCarthy had a couple of bad interceptions yesterday. You see Justin Jefferson; he was very frustrated yesterday. But the Bears end up surviving. So I ask you, with the Bears, can they continue to survive off these close wins?
No. And their schedule is tough. Like, because it's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be a battle in the NFC North for sure. Like, you got to think they still got the Steelers. You got to go at the Eagles. You got to go at the Packers, the Browns. That defense is tough. You got to play the Packers again. You're at the 49ers, and you got to play, and you finish off the year with the Lions. You can't play like this these last 6 weeks of the season. You're not winning nothing. And I like that Caleb Williams is getting more confident with that offense, but that defense is still inconsistent. This offense is still inconsistent, and you're not going to win games like this. Like, they're a very opportunistic defense. I think they're the number one in turnover ratios and stuff like that, in which I guess that could help them in these games because it seems like the ball's just bouncing their way this year. So it might be the same way these next couple weeks. I think they got to get to 10 wins. Pick me the 3 games that they're winning, minus maybe the Browns game that you might feel confident in going into these final weeks of the season. So, nah, that's just me.
Yeah, for sure. And with the Vikings, JJ McCarthy is not the answer.
I'm with Mark. Free Justin Jefferson. Like, look, JJ McCarthy. Like, look, I'm gonna be fair with JJ McCarthy. Give him like an honest year. He's been dealing with a lot of injuries and stuff like that. Because again, we're gonna come to Shador Sanders, and I want him to have the same abilities, chances as JJ. Give him a chance, but obviously he needs to learn how to not overthrow the ball. He needs to find better footwork. There's a lot of mechanic things that he needs to work on. His coach should be the guy to be able to do that. So, give him another year. But you can see the frustration level on Justin Jefferson. And Addison dropped a lot of balls. He was pretty bad in yesterday's game too. So, overall, man, this offense was pretty pathetic.
Yeah, for sure. The Texans escaped by the Titans 16-13. This is another game. If you watch this game, you're sickened.
You're a diehard fan to one of these teams.
That's it. I'm talking about you regular. You better add some money on the under.
Oh yeah, it's some money shit for sure. Yeah, it got to be money. It's the only way.
Under.
Even then, I would only check on the box score. I wouldn't even watch the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I ask you, with the Texans on a winning streak, will they make the playoffs?
I don't know. And even if they did, who cares? They're not winning nothing, man. Even with CJ Stroud back, they're not winning anything. Like, I tried to big up this team earlier in the year. I try to give out hope because I am a big CJ Stroud fan. I think he still has some great years in him, but he's kind of leaning towards that Trevor Lawrence, you know what I mean, where you saw it the one year and then it just kind of just disappeared. I don't know if it's a confidence thing. I don't know if it's just the players around him. I don't know if it's a head coaching situation. Even DeMeco Ryans, he's kind of like in this Robert Saleh situation. Like he was this hot defensive coordinator coach who went to the Jets, and they started off with a great year and then just kind of stumbled in from there. And it's kind of like this is like the same situation to me. So again, that can make the playoffs, but they still don't got a running game. Their offense is still inconsistent, and their head coach makes questionable decisions from time to time. So they're not winning nothing. So
Once again, Titans tank the season.
Well, they ain't gonna be hard. They ain't gonna be hard. They have to go out there. I'm like, at the end of the day, like, the number one thing is just protect Cam Ward at all costs. Like, try to put him in plays where he's not fighting for his life, man. That's it.
Planning your off-season vacations now. Get them all out.
No, they already did it. Like, just protect Cam Ward at all costs. Like, if you got to run the ball 35, 40 times a game, just do it. Sorry.
Free Jeffrey Simmons.
Yeah.
The Panthers beat the Falcons 30-27 in overtime. Ted McMillan had a really good game.
Amazing game.
Ted McMillan is like top 5 in receiving yards.
I know. Jordan, you're welcome. I traded you. Jordan, you're very welcome. I could still have Ted right now, but
AJ Brown's not getting the ball. I asked you with the Panthers, with them being that game back from Tampa Bay, do they have a chance to win this division?
Yeah, they got a chance. I still think the Buccaneers are the better overall team. And then all these little knick-knack injuries that Bryce Young is getting, it's worrying me a little bit. I feel like his body's breaking down a little bit. But Ted, being the overall receiver that he is, he's looked amazing. Even Xavier Legette, he had a decent game. He wasn't too bad as well. He had a pretty decent game as well. So they got a chance. I think they're a young team. I think they still need a couple more pieces for me to take them a little bit more seriously, but they're heading in the right direction. Yeah.
With the Falcons, it's time to fire Raheem Morris.
Yeah, it's prayers out to Penix. He's out for the rest of the year. It's, Adam Schefter kind of reported that he's dealing with an ACL injury. So we know his past with knee injuries hasn't been promising. So he's dealing with another one. So prayers out to him. Hopefully he's able to come back. But yeah, man, Raheem Morris, man, this team is uninspired. It's lethargic. You don't feature players like Bijan Robinson, who should be in the same mentions as Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor, Jahmyr. He should be Jahmyr Gibbs. Him and Jahmyr Gibbs are literally the same player, man. They really are, man. So yeah, you haven't been able to figure out the Kyle Pitts situation, which it might be more on Pitts than anything else. Like, it's cool that Drake London has been more involved, but now he's dealing with some injuries and stuff like that. Yeah, this team has been majorly disappointing, and this is one of the teams I think we'll see a coaching change this offseason.
Yeah, for sure. The Packers beat the Giants 27-20. James Winston got the start. It's a pretty close game going in. I know Josh Jacobs got hurt. They said that he might have a significant leg injury. Yeah. So with the Packers, what's your confidence level on the Packers?
You asking me this question? You asking me? My confidence level is at like a 2-3. As far as like being true Super Bowl contenders, like I think they'll find a way to make it to the playoff. Even though I think it's gonna be tough because it's pretty much the Lions, Bears, and them. So I haven't been a fan of this team after watching them for the first 3 weeks of this year. Like, I think Michael Parsons was a great pickup, but Jordan Love has been unimpressive. I think there were moments, and I get it was for a short stint, that Malik looked a little bit better in that offense than Jordan Love, to me personally. Their receivers are god awful. Like, Romeo Doubs is terrible. Like, Christian Watson is not good. Reed, who knows when he's coming back? He's their best receiver. Who knows when they're coming back? Matthew Golden's still a rookie. He has a lot to learn. And then now you don't have Josh Jacobs, who's been your key moment in your offense, and Tucker Kraft is gone for the year. So this team ain't winning nothing. I think this is another. All right, don't be surprised if their head coach gets fired. I'm just telling you. I stated this. I know when I said this earlier, Chris and some of the other guys were looking at me pretty crazy. I've been listening to their beat reporters, and before the season even started, they were like, watch out for him potentially getting fired because he didn't get the extension. This is a clear sign that if he doesn't do well, especially with them going all in with Michael Parsons, if they don't get to at least the NFC Championship game, he is gone. I'm letting y'all know now. There will be a spot available if they do not make a deep playoff run. He will get fired.
Giants tank the season.
That's your theme for today. Tank the season.
I told you it's gonna be an ongoing thing for certain teams. Tank the season.
Yeah, hey, Jameis Winston was fun to watch. I love watching Jameis Winston. He was doing the "Take Me That" dance. That shit was hilarious, man. He's a prized possession. But I'll say this though, I think Giants fans should be very, very optimistic of this team. I like this team. They are still fighting even with all the injuries, man. I really enjoy watching the Giants, man. Even with all the injuries, man. They've been a fun watch this year. Hopefully they can keep that going into next year, especially getting all their pieces back. They're gonna be a dangerous team next year. That NFC East is gonna be very interesting next year.
Yeah, for sure. The Seahawks lose to the Rams 19-21. Sam Darnold threw 4 interceptions. It wasn't really a big game for Matthew Stafford, but he had 2 touchdowns. No. One to Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
I think he had one to Puka Nacua too. I asked you with the Seahawks, did Sam Darnold fold?
Obviously, that's always been the big question with Sam Darnold in big games. He never lives up to it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he had some good moments with the Vikings in some big games that, I think there was one against the Detroit Lions. He played pretty good. But look, man, this team is going to be good in the regular season. It's all about how he produces in the playoffs, man. At the end of the day, they have the talent to make a nice run, even make it to the Super Bowl. But it comes down to Sam Darnold. We all know that, and see how he performs, man, when the lights come on. So they don't look good, but again, I think both of these defenses are really, really good. Like, Matthew Stafford didn't even have a really good game. So.
And with the Rams, are they the best team in the NFC?
I would say yeah. You got to kind of say it right now. I think NFC is still tough. It's still going to be very top heavy. So, but yeah, I think you got to say it. Quarterbacks playing well. They got 2 legit receivers. They got 2 legit running backs. I think they're probably one of the more healthier teams this year so far, surprisingly. Like, this team is usually one of the teams that, especially with Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford has had one healthy-ass year. Maybe that O-line has protected him very, very well. So, and this defense is amazing. We all talk about this defensive line and the capabilities of that and what they have on that back end. So, yeah, I think I'm not mad. Yeah, if you want to say they're the best, yeah, they're the best right now.
They're the current Super Bowl favorites, too, I think.
Not mad at that. Not mad.
The 49ers beat the Cardinals 41-22. Brock Purdy was back. He balled out.
Yeah.
I think he had like 3 touchdowns in this game. So I asked you, with Brock Purdy being healthy, are they a threat in the NFC?
Yeah, you always gotta say they're a threat because this is a battle-tested team. Even with all the injuries that they have, obviously you lost your leader in Fred Warner on that defensive side, but Robert Saleh, I think, has been the MVP of at least keeping that leadership and the direction that they've had going on in the fight. And then this offense is getting healthier. I think there are rumors that Brandon Ayuk could potentially be back before season's ends. Christian McCaffrey's having an MVP style year. George Kittle looking like a top 5 tight end right now. With Brock Purdy, Juwan Jennings, he's going to get the ball. He's, you still got Ricky Purcell. Yeah. And then Kyle Shanahan, no matter what you want to say, it's the Super Bowl that he has an issue with. Everything else, he's pretty damn good. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, the 49ers, they're going to be, look, if it's the Packers and 49ers right now, I'm taking the Niners. I'll tell you that. I'll let you know right now. I'm taking the Niners.
That wouldn't be mad.
Eagles, Niners. That's a conversation.
Cardinals.
Paint the season. Yo, Kyle Murray. Hey, you need to look for a new zip code, my boy. A lot of those players, man. I think they need to. Hey, Buda Baker, you want to be a Raider, bro? Buda, you want to be a Raider, bro? Come on, babe. Come be a Raider, dog.
The Ravens beat the Browns 23-16 with a Mark Andrew fake tush push. Shador Sanders did get to play in the second half of this game. Dylan Gabriel went down with an injury. I think it was a concussion. He didn't, it was not to the fault of himself, but he didn't look too good because the O-line couldn't block. He didn't know. And Kevin Stefanski came out and said he hasn't taken any reps with the first team offense since he's been drafted. I asked you with the Ravens, Can this team still be a threat in the AFC?
The Ravens? 100%. Absolutely. You got Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson's healthy, you always got a chance. We know when he's healthy, they always win that division. They're going to win that division. I think they're a game back behind the Steelers. They still got to pay them twice. Yeah. Get him in the playoffs. He's going to be motivated.
And the Browns, this team is a joke. Hey, Kevin Stefanski, man, you're a joke, man. You should be fired. This is negligence, malpractice that you're performing on Shedeur. I don't know what your issue is with the whole Shedeur Sanders thing, but you gotta get over. Man, we in week 11. That shit over. All that, whatever you was tripping off of the Shedeur Sanders shit, that shit over. You need to get over that, brother. Are you trying to win football games or are you trying to prove a point? My man ain't took a first team rep not one time, and you hearing former players tell you that when they went in, when they had whether the quarterback they played for or quarterbacks have told you, hey man, if I took some reps, at least backup got about 4 or 5 reps with the first team because you never know. Cats get hurt every game. So you want them to have a little bit of repetition with the wide receiver. You want to have a little bit of repetition. You want to know what type of play calls that Shedeur Sanders might like.
Mm-hmm.
So he can be prepared and ready to go if he has to go in.
Mm-hmm.
But you, for whatever reason, continue to try to slight this kid, trying to make him look bad, and he's took it on the chin for the most of the season, and you could see it in. I think it all came to a head when he was sitting on that sideline because he really wanted that game. He did. He really wanted that game. He still had an opportunity to tie it up. Outside of everything that happened, he still had an opportunity to tie the game.
Mm-hmm.
But Kevin Stefanski continues to be an asshole. So I think he should be fired. I think this is a fireable offense. I don't know if Jimmy Haslam loves him because his dad used to coach or whatever. But y'all gotta let Kevin Stefanski go because this is bad. This is not good. Look, we gave you a pass with the Deshaun Watson stuff because that wasn't on you. That was them. They signed Deshaun Watson to that big contract after all the stuff that came out with Deshaun Watson. They still decided to sign him and give him that big contract, and it blew up in their face. And they dumped it all on you. So we kind of felt bad for you. But now this time, this is all you, player. Regardless if, you know what I'm saying, and look, Andrew Barry, you got to kind of hold this too, brother, because I know you're the one that drafted Shedeur, because you're the one who wanted him. But you kind of put them in this situation. If you were going to be the GM, you should have told Kevin Stefanski to shut the fuck up. I'm taking Shedeur Sanders with the 3rd pick, and you're going to have to deal with it. And you're going to play this kid or be fired. Go somewhere else. I get somebody to coach him.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all around. This is why I say this team is a joke. It's been a joke. I feel bad for Cleveland fans.
I don't.
Because they don't deserve to be proud of.
I don't. Because you got idiots. Nah, keep going. I don't want to interrupt. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, because I've heard more majority people wanting Shedeur Sanders to play. You heard that fan base yesterday when he came on the field. They were cheering for him.
Yeah, they were.
They want him. They've been clamoring for him. That's why he made the statement after the game that he made. Because they've been cheering for him. They want hope. All Cleveland want is a little bit of hope. And that's what all fan bases want. I just want a little bit of hope. Maul just wants a little bit of hope for his Raiders. Just a little bit. Just give me something to watch. A little bit, you know what I mean? Just sit my ass down every Sunday, Thursday, or Monday, whenever y'all play, that I got hope that my team got a chance.
Yeah, that's it.
Hell,
that's
he make the playoffs.
That's it. That's all we asking for, bro. I just want to be competitive in these games. I don't want to be a leftist. That's it. That's all I ask
most
for.
of the fan bases. And so I believe Cleveland wants that. They want to be like, hey, man, let me just put a good product on the damn field that I could be like, hey man, even if we lost, damn it, they put up a good ass effort. What's his name showed up. They put a good team around us. We still got something we building on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been sad for Cleveland. And to do what y'all doing this year, it's just, I don't understand how you people still keep your jobs. All of you. You can't fire the owner. That's his team. But there should be some type of repercussion of being an owner and just being negligent as an owner. But, hey man, you ain't keeping your shit up. And you putting a badass product on the field. Yes, I know NFL is king, but don't nobody want to watch y'all.
Yeah.
So that's all I got to say. Go ahead.
Look, man, there's no leadership on this team whatsoever. From players to front office to the head coach. Myles Garrett, you had the opportunity to put this franchise in a place where you could have took your talent to somewhere else. It's not about the money. I could get money anywhere. I'm that talented. I'm gonna get paid somewhere else. I may not get the full fledged of what I could have got here, but I'm gonna get paid somewhere else. Somebody's gonna pay me. I'm Myles Garrett. I'm the best defensive player in the league, and it ain't even close. I could have took my talent somewhere else and shown my happiness and my productivity in an organization that knows how to use it and put it in a winning situation. But you chose to take the money. So you gave them a bailout and still kept you. And we had the situation where they drafted Dillon Gabriel. You want to draft Dillon Gabriel? That is your God-given right. If you want to say that Dillon Gabriel is a better quarterback than Shedeur Sanders, that is your personal right. No one's going to be mad at you. They may disagree with you, but they got to respect that as your personal right. So you draft Dillon Gabriel. Then you choose to draft Shedeur Sanders the next day. And you knew what that was going to cause. Because you knew Shedeur Sanders was the fan favorite and highly publicized talent, especially in the sense of him dropping all those rounds when he was originally to be projected a first-round pick. So you tried to do that. So now you undermined your draft pick with Dillon Gabriel. You undermined it with Shedeur Sanders. And then we get into training camp. What happens in training camp? You choose not to use Shedeur Sanders with the first team. You got this man passing to medical personnel. What, bruh, you didn't even allow him to do first squad or backups. You had him pass to the medical and team equipment staff. What are you doing? What are you doing? Then you want to sign, then you had 5 quarterbacks. You had Pickett, you had Shedeur, you had Dillon Gabriel, then you signed Joe Flacco. So now you have all these players and quarterbacks that you only have so many reps to do. So then you decide, let's go play this 40-year-old quarterback, Joe Flacco, who can't move. And we have no offensive talent whatsoever. We got Quinshon Judkins, who we don't know if he's going to be playing at that time because he was dealing with some certain situations. Yeah, you had Dylan Sampson, but you don't even feature him right now. And I don't know why, but you don't even do that. So then you play Joe Flacco. Terrible as hell. We know that. Then you want to go with Dillon Gabriel. He hasn't been much better either. He sucks. He can't see over the field, and his confidence is just not armed in the right way. And then he made some slick comments about Shedeur Sanders that caused probably a little bit more rumblings within the locker room. Here comes the day. And out of all days, it's kind of funny, the team that Shedeur Sanders didn't want to get drafted to was the team that he played against first, which is kind of ironic in that sense, which I think if any decision that you had to question for Shedeur Sanders is, why didn't you want to play with Baltimore? Why do you want to play with the Browns? You should want to go play with a Ravens franchise that knows how to nurture talent, to play behind a Lamar Jackson and get that tutelage and then have the opportunity to maybe go somewhere else. I think that's maybe the only bad. I think that may be the only bad decision that Shedeur Sanders has done currently in his early professional career. And you don't want to, and you don't play him. And now he's officially the backup. You don't want to play him with. You don't want to give him no second reps. as Cris stated, I'm not going to regurgitate everything he said, but there's plenty of players. There's plenty of people that said he should at least got a couple reps just to prep him. You even had the center who said, I've only heard his cadence 2 or 3 times since he's been here. So how is the O-line even supposed to do anything? And then on top of that, I know people been kind of saying like, well, Shedeur Sanders should have been able to handle the protections and all that. How do you expect him to handle protections if he ain't been with the ones? You don't even let this kid practice. And then on top of that, I know there's been plenty of occasions where the center handled some of that situation to get the pressure off of these quarterbacks. So now you have JJ McCarthy, who you guys given a long leash to. You've given Dillon Gabriel a long leash. But all of a sudden, 2 quarters against a top divisional candidate where you didn't give him no first-team reps, that's enough to show you that Shedeur Sanders can't play quarterback? Let's not talk about the O-line didn't protect him for about 75% of those. And then on top of that, you didn't even try to run the ball when he was there. You didn't even try. So, look, Kevin Stefanski, Get those coach of the year. Them shit just played out. It's over. You're not doing any justice for your team. The Browns is a laughable organization. And for anybody who wants to make certain comments about Shedeur Sanders and how he played last week, you just don't know football. I think you're just in it because you don't like the kid for some odd reason. Rex Ryan talking about him sitting on the bench at the end of the game. Like, you know how much pressure is on this young man who needs to perform. You don't think he don't know that? You don't think he's not obvious that he needs to be perfect in every aspect? So when he does acknowledge, and he's been nothing but an ultimate professional. He puts his teammates first. He put Dillon Gabriel first yesterday when he didn't even have to. Talking about like, yeah, I appreciate the fans cheering me, but I don't think it's in the best light. Like, you should cheer for Dillon Gabriel too. Like, Dillon Gabriel didn't deserve that, especially the stuff that he said about Shedeur Sanders. He's been nothing but an ultimate professional. He's been nothing but a team player. But yeah, you still got people like Rex Ryan and other people questioning if he's about the game or if it's just about himself. Come on, man. We know that rhetoric. We know what you kind of trying to spew, my brother. Come on, man. What are we doing? Like, prayers out to Shedeur. You will be fine. You will be better. Shout out to Myles Garrett for backing him. Shout out for these players backing Shedeur Sanders, knowing the situation that this young man is in. And I think he's handled it well. And he will be fine. I think he will be a great professional quarterback. Just give him time. Give him the real opportunity and reps. And if you're not going to do that, trade him and give him an opportunity where somebody will treat him like a real player, a real quarterback, and put him in the best situation to win. You don't even know how to play call for this kid. You don't know what plays he likes, what plays he don't like. Like, you don't know nothing about him. You didn't even try to understand him as a quarterback. Like, fire everybody. But they're not going to do it because the Browns organization is dog water. And they'll never be great. At least my team tries. Like, yeah, we make terrible decisions, but at least we try to correct our mistakes. Y'all don't even do that. So, good luck. Free Shedeur.
The Chiefs lose to the Broncos 19-22, and that's it. No, I'm just playing. Look, man.
Floor is yours, my boy. Go for it.
You know, this team used to have a mystique, man. Used to have an aura coming out for the bye week. No more. I don't know what
you like egg around the pole? Never more.
I don't know. I don't know what they did in the bye week. They had
nothing.
too many game nights, too much drinking. I don't know, man. They came out looked like straight trash.
Mm-hmm.
Special teams, hey, Dave Tote, you don't notice, man. Special teams been terrible this year. Get Nico Remigio from back there and put what's your name? Bashard Smith. Put him back there. Because Nico ain't got it no more. I'm tired of seeing him catch the punt or catch the ball at the 10 and get tackled at the 10. The kickoffs ain't been good from Buckner. He's finally getting his field goals right. But then there's always a penalty, a block in the back, a holding penalty. No discipline. And then the offense. Andy Reid. I love you, man. Appreciate you. You gotta run the football, dog. Under center. You don't have a Saquon Barkley. You don't have a Jahmyr Gibbs. Hell, you don't have DeAndre Swift to be running everything under shotgun. I get it. That's what Mahomes like. Sometimes you gotta tell Mahomes, no, fuck that. We running under center because that's what kind of running back we got. Isaiah Pacheco runs better downhill. Kareem Hunt runs better downhill. I formation, under center. And can we stop using Rashee Rice like he's fucking Deebo Samuel? Because he's not Deebo Samuels.
Yeah.
We run some wide receiver shit with my guy. We had all the EGE, everybody eating all this shit. And look, it was looking good for a minute, but then the Buffalo game happened, and it was just like, y'all just like, we gonna do something different. And then, all right, bye week. We think y'all gonna correct some shit, because usually y'all do. No, same shit. Mm-hmm. Worthy, you still doing the same shit with him, not running wide receiver routes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what we doing, man? Y'all was talking all these weapons and all this shit, but y'all don't use them right. Yeah. You're putting a square peg in a round hole. Mm-hmm. What we doing, Andy? I know you're better than this. You're smarter than this. Mm-hmm. You're a Hall of Fame coach. And then Spags. My God. Some of the personnel decisions y'all make from game to game is confusion. Matter of fact, I'll go back to the offense. Paul, if you had a running back on your team that they signed and they just kept him inactive for 8 weeks straight, wouldn't you be like, why the fuck is this nigga on my team? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Then Isaiah Pacheco gets hurt going into the Buffalo game. And you would think that the inactive running back was going to play, right? Mm-hmm. No. They put up Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And Andy Reid's reasoning was, well, he had some good games against Buffalo. That was his rookie season, sir. Mm-hmm. My man Clyde been in the league for about 6-7 years now. Finally, you put him in the game, this game, and he gets 0 touches. You see my man Kareem Hunt. He is breaking down. That's why they can't run the football consistently with him. Man, he hurting every time he get up. Mm-hmm. He can only get like 15 carries because if he get any more, he might get hurt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So why are you not using him? Why are you not using Brashard Smith? The only way this kid is going to learn is with reps. If you're going to see anything from him, I don't care if you do a toss, a goddamn sweep, do something with him. Use him in the passing game. And then on defense, Spags, I love you. But why the hell? Christian Fulton hasn't played most of the season. Now you signed this dude to a 2-year, $30-something million deal. And he was hurt coming into training camp. He didn't even do training camp. They finally started revving him up. Then he get hurt again. And the rookie, Noah Williams, surprisingly, was playing fucking good. Then the Jacksonville game happened, and it was like he only got like 4 snaps in the Jacksonville game. And you continue to put Shamari Connor in the slot. And we all know Shamari Connor, and I'm gonna let everybody know, Shamari Connor's in the slot. He's food. He's getting smoked. I am terrified what's going to happen next week. And I'm really terrified, even though the Cowboys defense ain't good, I'm terrified that they don't have George Pickens being covered up by Shamari Connor. Because that is 7 or 6, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. And then in this game, you put Christian Fulton, who hasn't played most of the season. He's been a healthy inactive. Finally, he was healthy, Ma. And he was been a healthy inactive for the past 4 weeks. And then you start him. And Noah Williams gets like 4 snaps. And you let Bo Nix, out of all people, look decent in certain spots. 3rd and 15, there should be no reason why you shouldn't let Bo Nix complete that pass. Why are you spying Bo Nix on a 3rd and 15? You should have been blitzing the hell out of his ass and speed his clock up. Me and Maul know if you speed him and make him think he's going to make a mistake or he's not going to complete the pass.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all treating Bo Nix like he was Michael Vick, like he was Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And you get what you deserve. You came out there, it's ego, it's arrogance, it's laziness. Because y'all don't want to change. Y'all got to change. Pat, man, you can't be throwing these dumb picks sometimes. I get it. Elijah Mitchell was wide open in the end zone. But you threw it right to the corner. I don't know what you was throwing it to. If you can't get it to him, throw it out of bounds and live another down. Hell, you kick the field, go get 3 points. We probably still win the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's just situational football this year. It's not being good. Bill Parcells said it best. You are what your record are. We're an average team at best. We either blow some team out or we lose close games. And it is what it is. And now we're fighting to get to the playoffs. And we're behind the 8 ball because Jacksonville has a game, half a game ahead of us. We're not going to win the AFC West. That's out the window. Chargers got a game lead on us. Texans got a game lead on us. The only team we got a slightly game lead on is the Ravens, and they probably still going to win their division. So they probably still going to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, man. I don't know. But they better change some shit around there. Because if they don't, we ain't making playoffs. We ain't making playoffs. We lose next week, we ain't making the playoffs.
Hey, look. This puts a smile on my face. Look,
I know it does.
all I gotta say is, hey, Chiefs, tank the season. Tank the season.
We ain't taking no season. Relax.
Tank the season, bro.
Unless you can guarantee me to.
Hey, welcome to the loser side, bro. Y'all are not good. I've been trying to tell y'all.
Relax.
Here you go. Yeah, y'all are not winning nothing. Oh, I see oldness creeping all over that team. Y'all look old. Y'all look slow. Pat Mahomes looks inconsistent. Like Andy Reid looks like Philly Eagles. Andy Reid Chiefs. Head coach. Sorry. Defenses or whatever. Chris Jones looks, a little older.
He had a good game yesterday.
Yeah, a little good game, but it's not what Chris Jones is. Sauce Santana. You know what I mean? He ain't. You know what I mean?
Why you gotta call him something? Why are you doing that? I didn't say that. Chris Moss said that.
Man, yo, Chiefs. Hey, Chiefs Kingdom, man. It's over, man. At least this year. I ain't winning nothing this year, man. Just accept it.
And with the Broncos, do you believe in the Broncos?
Defensively, yes. Offensively, I still have my questions. It's pretty much what it is. You know what I mean? Bo Nix, he'll have his good moments and bad moments, but I think defensively, I trust this team defensively. I think they looked amazing defensively yesterday. Offensively, they still leave a lot to be desired, especially with J.K. Dobbins being out for the rest of the year. That sucks. Obviously, R.J. Harvey, they're gonna have to find a way to get him more productivity. But it comes down to Bo Nix and what he's able to do.
And then the Detroit Lions lose to the Eagles 9-16. This game was a defensive struggle. Both offenses struggled most of this game.
Yeah.
But it was because Jared Goff, he couldn't really get them going. That defensive line was disrupting them the whole game. Jahmyr Gibbs was getting things going here and there, but they could not complete the task in the red zone. I think that Jameson Williams penalty, which was T-tagging, but still, it's a penalty. I think it kind of hurt them a little bit. Instead of getting 7, they got 6, and they was kind of chasing those points for the rest of the game. And look, man, the Eagles defense is just they're amazing. They got all their guys back. Nolan Smith is back. Jalen Phillips look like he looked like cherry on top. You got Jacoby Dean out there. He's guarding everything from wide receivers to tight ends to running back. He's guarding everybody.
Brandon Graham looked good yesterday too.
Brandon Graham, yeah. Cooper DeJean got a pick.
Quinn Williams is Quinn Williams.
Yeah, Quinn Williams. Jalen Carter is a baller.
Yeah.
Jordan Davis, he was the Dikembe Mutombo yesterday, blocking every shot.
Yeah. You got that whole team is a Pro Bowl team. That whole defense is a Pro Bowl squad.
So the Lions, can they win on the road?
Can they win on the road? I just think Jared Goff can't play in cold weather. You kind of saw it, like his balls they look like ducks. He wasn't hitting his mark. The accuracy was just gone. You could kind of tell he was getting a little cauliflower when he was taking those hits a little bit. Their best offense was literally screen passes to Jahmyr Gibbs and slants to Jameson Williams. Like, you have athletic talent, but I don't know, man. The only way they win on the road, especially in cold weather, is you need great games from Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. I can't put faith in Jared Goff no more, especially in the cold weather. Hell, shit, he didn't even look good inside the dome last year. So, yeah, it just kind of is what it is. Talented team, though.
Yeah, for sure. And then with the Eagles, can them the Super Bowl. That's what I got to say.
Can they win the Super Bowl? Yeah. I also, we got to bring up, that was a bad PI call. That was a terrible.
It was a bad PI
on Detroit. That was bad. Detroit should have had a chance to try to tie the game last night. Yeah. And then, but as far as like the Eagles, can they win the Super Bowl? Yeah, absolutely. They're an ultra talented team. Even on the opposite side, like Jalen Hurts, like, look, man, he just kind of goes through this every year where his accuracy is gone. He don't like using his legs. Maybe he's just kind of saving himself for the later part of the year. Me and you kind of talked about how Saquon just looks a little bit more tired, less explosive. Like, I don't know why they don't use Tank Bigsby more. You could tell they were trying to feature AJ Brown a lot. I just didn't like some of the play calls with some of the screen passes, and obviously the inaccuracies of Jalen Hurts didn't help the situation. I don't even think they tried to target Devontae Smith at all, and yet they still won the game. they as bad as they looked offensively, they still won the game. So absolutely, they can still win the Super Bowl. Absolutely, they probably should still be considered probably the best team in the NFC, just based on, like, we expect Jalen Hurts to probably just flip that switch because we've seen him do it multiple times. And then you guys think Saquon Barkley's going to get and stuff like that. Obviously, it just comes down to the temperament of this team and can the head coach get them in the right state. So, but yeah, they should still be one of the favorites for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man, that does it for our NFL storyline wrap up. Still got the Raiders and Cowboys tonight.
Yeah, it should be an interesting ride to see how this game goes.
Geno can't get no yards on this defense. Man.
Yeah, if Geno can't get no yards, yeah, then you gotta bench him. You gotta strongly consider benching Geno. But at the end of the day, you might as well continue to play him because we're at this point we're trying to lose games. So we'll see. I'm interested.
You're not getting no high pick.
What's up?
You're not getting no high pick.
I think if we keep losing, we're definitely gonna get top 4, top 5.
Y'all
sure.
Start winning.
For what?
Exactly. You start winning.
Well, no, we need to lose. What the fuck we need to win for?
We're gonna get like the 12th pick.
Nah. We're gonna get a top 4, preferably top 3. Nah, we ain't winning these bullshit games no more. We ain't doing this repeat shit 3 years in a row. Nah. If that happens, bro, you about to get the longest rant from me as a Raider. And I've had some long rants. That's gonna be like an hour one, dog. I might just come on by myself and just have it. No, don't let you.
You just come on by yourself.
Yeah,
no, I want to be
next thing you know, Chris is gonna get a notification like, "Why is Chris Allen Mall going live?" Right? Yeah, that's what's gonna happen, bro. On me. Should be interesting though. Should be a fun game to watch though, for the most part.
Cam Britt Taylor's out for the season.
Who?
No matter, they defense suck anyway.
Who?
Cam Britt Taylor.
Yeah.
All right, man. You got anything else?
Nah, man. I'm ready to get this work week over with, man. I'm ready for my vacation, brother. What about you?
I know I ain't got nothing else.
I ain't got nothing.
So who gets your flowers of the week, sir?
My flowers. Who did they go to? Let me think. Oh, my flowers go to Mr. Bean. I don't know if people are familiar with the situation in Oakland. He was a well-known football coach, who was on what was that show called? Last Chance U. Unfortunately, he passed away. It should also get a hell nah, but yeah, it should also get a hell nah. But I'm gonna give him more flowers than anything else because he was a great ambassador, especially to that community in Oakland. You could tell with certain football players. There was a football player with the Chicago Bears. I've got that young gentleman's name. He had a key interception. You could kind of see the emotion in his face with that. So I do want to send my prayers and my condolences to his family, everybody who was involved with that situation. It's just a sad predicament with what's going on, and yeah, man, it's very sad. And then I also want to give a shout out to the homies who have this party called You Remind Me Party. It's been a great establishment. You know, they're trying to bring some culture into Las Vegas. It's an R&B party. DJ Crazy, Technicolor, all those guys, Spotted Tech. Shout out to my brothers, you know, who've done some great things. We're building some culture. I want to give them their flowers, man. They got their next iteration of their You Remind Me party is this Thursday. Should be fun. If you're in the Vegas area, go check it out. Go look up their social medias, man. Shout out to those young guys, man. They've been killing it, man. So that party is amazing. So those are my flowers this week.
Yeah, my flowers go to Aaron Magruder because he has been listed on the last Friday movie, The Bright, with Ice Cube and DJ Pooh. They are going to be scripting up the new Last Friday movie. Mike Epps has already put it out there. So if you don't know who Aaron Magruder is, he's the writer of Boondocks. So if you know anything about the Boondocks, you know that he was a good writer. So I'm excited for that. I'm glad that they put him on, and I'm excited for the new Friday movie whenever it comes out, man.
Yeah, should be dope. Should be cool.
All right, Ma, who gets your hell no?
So my hell no goes to Mavericks fans. I got a PSA for y'all. Listen here. Luka Doncic is not coming back to the Mavericks. Y'all got to get that out your head, bro. Like, it's over. It's over. Like, I see all the begging. Huh?
They think he's coming back?
Yeah, they think he's coming back ever since they fired Nico Harrison. They think he was the sole purpose of why that Luka got traded, even though there's other variables to the situation. He's not coming back. Luka's not coming back. That chapter is closed. I think Mavs fans I've been trying to give sympathy. I had feelings of, man, I feel bad for Mavs fans who had to go through this. Like, I am blessed that we were able to get Luka Doncic and solidify our future. But it sucked to see that fan base go through what they go through. Like, we all know they should have never traded Luka Doncic from that team. But as these weeks have gone by, and some of the rhetoric that has come on Mavs Twitter, I think all y'all are delusional. I think you guys sound idiotic, hopeless, desperate. Like, Luka ain't coming back, y'all. He's a Laker. I know y'all want to live off this press conference where he didn't say no or yet. Like, bro, what is he supposed to say? Like, he wants to still honor this fan base and still respect it, but knows that his future is with the Lakers. Like, he's not going anywhere. Like, him telling you no would just break y'all hearts. Y'all sound like a cheating lover begging for their girlfriend back. Like, it sounds pathetic. Like, let it go. Like, you got to remember that Nico Harrison wasn't the only one involved in this situation. You have Patrick Dumont, who's still the owner of this franchise, Jason Kidd, and Michael Finley, who all signed off on this trade. Like, let's be real. Now you're talking about Jason Kidd being in the front office. Like, that's going to help out the situation. Then you got Cooper Flag. You lucked up and got Cooper Flag. The NBA set y'all up for success past Luka Doncic and got Cooper Flag with this squad. And yet y'all still crying for Luka to come back in 2028. It ain't happening. Like AD, like, look, I'm sorry AD hasn't played. And we all know AD has his injuries, but it is what it is. And Kyrie Irving has been a great example and a great teammate. And unfortunately, he's dealing with his knee injury and he'll be back. But this team needs to worry about the future of this team. Like, you have a great starting point with Cooper Flag. This is your only first round pick I think you got for the next 4 or 5 years. You should want to tank, especially with the draft class that's coming out now. So imagine if you had AJ paired up with a Peterson, or Cooper paired up with a Peterson, or Cooper paired up with an AJ, or Cooper paired up with an Austin Peay, or a Cameron Boozer. Like that's your future. You should be excited for that. Like, I get it. You guys will always be hurt that Luka Doncic is not part of your team, and he was the guy that was supposed to have the statue and be the guy to win you a championship again, like Dirk Nowitzki. But that's over. And I think Mavs fans, the way y'all been talking, look pathetic. And y'all got to get off your knees. You got to stop all this begging and pleading for Luka to come back. It's over. Just respect it. Honor what he's doing. Like, you're over here tracking his mom and him. I'm like, bro, y'all look weird. Y'all look like a whole bunch of weirdos, man. Like, just move on from the situation. You got a great future. Just take advantage of what you have right now. Trade the assets that you can trade to add more first round picks if possible, and move forward with the situation and be excited with what you've been given with Cooper Flag. Y'all got a layup. Y'all got a care package that y'all didn't deserve. Y'all should have never got Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag should never be on that team. But we all know the NBA gave y'all a care package. So just accept that, support the team that you do have, and still love Luka from a distance. But he ain't coming back anytime soon. Anytime soon. And y'all got to get over that.
Yeah, for sure. My honor goes to the South Carolina Sheriff, or Texas A&M Sheriff, should I say, that if you watch the Texas A&M South Carolina game, Nick Harbor runs in like a 50-something, 60-something yard touchdown. He pulls up a little bit because it seems like his hamstring is hurt. He goes into the tunnel. His teammates go check on him, bring him out. A sheriff comes out of nowhere and just walks in between them and bumped into him purposely, and then yells at Nick Harbor, where his teammates, try to, settle it down. Hey, man, just go back. Let's go back on the field. Don't even worry about him. Now, this sheriff has been banned from the games. He will no longer be at those games because he should have been on the sideline protecting the players, not harassing the players. And it's what we be talking about with these sheriffs and these police officers. This was on the football field, and he felt like he had the entitlement to do that in front of hundreds and thousands of people.
Millions, because you're talking about TV.
And millions of people are watching. Imagine what he would do with one black man by himself. Yeah. So you get the hell no today, sir.
He should be suspended too from the workforce for a while.
Yeah,
I ain't saying fired, but he should definitely be suspended, and he should definitely have to take some kind of program for sensitivity.
And then on a more like kind of jokingly side, but still this gets hell no. The Donald Trump emails, man. What are we doing over here, Don? What you doing, man? You doing some nasty fellatios, dog?
Yeah, he over here giving D.
What are we doing?
Hey, man. My thing is, MAGA, you gonna stick around for that? Like, that's your boy. That's your boy. That's your boy. Y'all hate transgenders and Mexican people, brown people. Y'all want all white inclusive. Oh, you know who also gets hell no? Elon Musk's dad. He gets hell no. Did you hear what this man said? It was on TMZ. Let me see. This man said, it was on TMZ. He said, let me see. I know I have it. Oh yeah, Elon Musk's dad Arrow says the U.S. is doomed if white people become the minority. That's what he said. So, listen here, man. Like I know y'all don't want us here, but y'all need us. Y'all need to have us. Like y'all need us. Y'all gonna be a weak ass country if y'all kick us all out, bro. Like what are y'all talking about? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, y'all just a whole bunch of weirdos running this country, man. It's just crazy. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, y'all get hell no.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
You get the Moana live action?
Yeah, the trailer just dropped.
I'm seeing it. Ain't show the rock yet. All right, man. If you look at the screen, you see the QR code for the WWE shop. Scan that QR code, and you'll get all the merch from the latest and greatest superstars: John Cena, CM Punk, Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill. Whoever's your flavor, scan that QR code. Get your merch at the shop. If you want to donate to the Chris Allen Mall podcast, you can donate to our Cash App, $ Chris Mall Podcast. We will greatly appreciate whatever you donate. And whatever streaming platform you use, whether it be Spotify, Apple, Google, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, wherever you use, we are available. Also, if you are first time watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, that like button, and notification button. So when we go live on Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and Wednesdays 9-ish p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you jump in live like Mark is every Mondays and Wednesday nights, talking about these topics, giving your opinion, whether you agree with us, disagree with us. We want to hear from you, man. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And whatever streaming platform you use, whether it be X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, Threads, whatever you use, we are available. You follow us, we will follow you back, because we just some regular guys who like to talk sports, music, movies, and all kinds of various other things. Also, if you have critiques or feedback, or if you have a question or a topic, and we like said question or topic, we will bring it up. We will shout you out because we want to show love to those who show love to us. So go ahead and hit us up via DM, emails, or our mentions. All right, good people. Until Wednesday, maybe, because it's gonna be a long week, man. It's Formula One, and mom gonna be a little busy.
Yeah, man. We'll see, man. We shall see.
So we'll let y'all know if we doing a show Wednesday.
If not, we got some. Hopefully, we'll have a little fun show on Monday to start kick off Thanksgiving before we go on our little vacation. So
yeah,
if you don't do it Wednesday, we'll make Monday a little fun, man. Hopefully, we can get some interaction involved too. So, what's up?
Sure. Until then, good people. Hope you guys be safe out there. Be good out there, and we out.
Yes, sir. See y'all later.